All right, you guys, happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well on this Monday afternoon. So before I get started, you guys, I just want to say something. When it comes to Erika Kirk. Now, I know she's been through a lot. She, lost her husband, and in a brutal way. He was assassinated in front of the whole entire world. And I get it. A lot of people are saying, why the harassment, why everyone's coming so hard for her, why everyone is attacking a grieving widow. And I can't speak for everyone, but that is not my intention to do. And I don't, it's not my intention to attack her or to make her feel bad or feel worse. The point of the matter is she's a single mom. Okay, not a single mom, excuse me. She has two small, beautiful children, and she's a single parent. That's what I want to try to say. And she's a widow. And it's heartbreaking to lose someone that you love, thinking that you're going to spend the rest of your life with that person, have children with that person in that way. With that being said, the things that she's doing, her behaviors, the lies, it's just odd and bizarre. And for people to say not to ask questions, not to question her, not to ask why she's doing that, it's just totally ridiculous, okay? It's like basically she's untouchable. And it's little lies, you know what I mean? Little lies that she told that really it's unnecessary to say, these little lies. And even though she's grieving, and yes, everyone grieves differently, it's just her behavior is how she goes about it. You know what I mean? And we have a right to question it. She's a public figure now. She took that role as CEO of Turning Point. It's not like I said last week, it's not like that she didn't take the role of CEO and just grieve privately with her children, okay? She knew what she was getting herself into. She didn't have to take the CEO role, even though at the end of the day, it's going to be passed on to her children, and it's basically her company because Charlie Kirk is no longer on this earth. She could have easily gave that position to someone else to handle it. You know what I mean? While she is dealing with the grief, you know what I mean? Losing her husband, what she's going to do. And on top of that, what makes her qualified to run an organization like that? Let's just be honest here. And this is not me poking fun or making fun of her. What's her qualification of running that huge organization? I would like to know. If someone can, let me know what's her qualification of running that company, that organization, please feel free to tell me, okay? And she took that role. So therefore, when she took that role as CEO, she's going to get a lot of backlash. She's going to get a lot of scrutiny of the things that she's doing that we all see that's just a little weird. Her behavior is a little weird. And the reason why I'm saying this because Matt Walsh, excuse me, I hope I'm saying his last name right. Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. He did his show last week, and he's basically defending Erika Kirk and debunking what Candace Owens been saying throughout her series of the Bride of Charlie. And basically he has her back. And he's defending her, saying everything that Candace Owens saying. It's not proof that she had any involvement of her husband's assassination or anything like that. And I have to say, I just feel like with Matt, he's a little biased, to be honest with you. It's like I don't understand why everyone is ignoring the red flags and the stuff that she did, Erika. For example. And I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't care what anyone says. To me, I'm going to keep saying it until the Lord takes me home. It is so inappropriate for a 25-year-old woman at the time to engage in the text messages with a 15-year-old. I'm sorry. That's just inappropriate. Would a 25-year-old woman have to start a relationship or a friendship with a 15-year-old? I don't care what anyone tells me, oh, that's normal. They're just friends. She was just being nice. Okay. And he didn't even address that. Let's flip the script. What if it was a 25-year-old woman doing it to a 15-year-old boy, teenager? Is that okay? Is that appropriate? Or if it was a man doing it to a woman, a young 15-year-old girl, or a young 15-year-old boy, is that okay? Is that appropriate? Because I would like to know if that's okay. But because it's Erika Kirk, they don't find that weird. They don't find that inappropriate. A 25-year-old grooming a 15-year-old, saying, let me just go back to my notes, saying she has stunning features, her eyes, her lips, her butt. Who says that? You would not catch me saying that to a 15-year-old boy. Just imagine, my ass would be arrested for engaging in a sexual conversation with a 15-year-old boy. And I just don't understand how a lot of people can just look the other way and not acknowledge the little things. Now, with that being said, you guys, because of her little lies, her inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old, it doesn't mean that she pulled the trigger. No, it doesn't mean that. However, and I keep saying it, she may have some common knowledge of her husband's assassination. She may not pull the trigger, but she knows something. Because why lie about little stuff? If you lie about small things that's so ridiculous and so stupid, that makes me to believe that you're lying about big things. That is wrong and illegal. Lock them up. Amen. Amen, Scott Level and 8859. Thank you. So, therefore, I don't understand the problem. I don't understand why that is okay. She even mentioned she didn't date it. You know what? Let me pause. Let's go to Matt, what he had to say last week about debunking, oh, you're so sweet, that he debunked Candace Owens. So let's listen to him, and I'm going to reiterate and give you my feedback of what Matt had to say. Take a listen.
Be very enlightening. On the left, on social media, she is reviled. They despise her. It's not even like, well, there's a couple of posts here and there of trolls. It's like no one will say anything in her defense. Nothing but.
I have to pause. Again, I can't speak for everyone. I don't think for me, I don't despise Erika. I don't know her from a hole on the wall. However, I'm going by based on her behavior and her actions. What people are saying, Matt, and what she's doing is just odd. It's just not a good look. It's just her behavior and the way she comes, the way she's going about doing things. You know what I mean? She lied on multiple interviews that she was on. Okay, during the book tour, during her sit down with Barry Weiss on the town hall. You know what I mean? She lied multiple times on certain things, and people caught her on her lies. So the thing is that people are frustrated about is why she's lying about little things. Why she's lying about that she hadn't dated for 5 years before she met Charlie. Why she's lying about she never drank when she was on a reality show on Bravo, Summer House. She drank. She dated. She lived in Manhattan for 5 years. Why lie about that stuff? Why lie about that Charlie never received text messages saying that they are going to kill me when she had his phone? You trying to tell me she didn't look at all the text messages through every app? Listen, us women, when we have our husband's phones and stuff like that, we go through everything. So you can't tell me as a woman, as a wife, that you didn't go through your husband's phone. You didn't go through everything, and then you just flat out lied and said that my husband didn't text it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Stupid lies. And maybe she don't remember. Maybe she don't remember what she's saying. Maybe she's being, she had microchip in her brain. Maybe someone's telling her what to say, what to do, whatever. Maybe she's being programmed. I wouldn't put it past that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't put it past it at all if she's being programmed. Because if you look at all the interviews that she has said and done, she has to think before she opens her mouth. She looks up before she even says anything, then look down. Then you see no tears. She tried to get the tears out, but there's no tears. It's like, people are not dumb. People see things and look at things and say, this is very odd, this is very weird. Body language says it all. Now, it doesn't mean that she's guilty of something, okay? I'm not saying that, okay? I have no proof or evidence that she pulled the trigger. Obviously, she didn't, or she, or any sort like that. But what I'm saying is, I believe that she has some common knowledge of what happened to her husband. She knows something, okay? She knows something. Continue on that.
Seething contempt and mockery for this woman who has not done anything to any of these people. What has she done that anyone finds so offensive? She's mourned the loss of her husband, and she's tried to carry on his legacy. She's in a, to put it mildly, very difficult position.
Again, no one didn't ask her to take that position. No one didn't ask her. She wanted a vote. She got the vote. No one didn't ask her to take that position of CEO. She could have easily said, listen, I can't take this position right now. I just need time. Give me time to grieve. Give me time to process. Give me time to be with my babies. Give me time. Let someone else take over. Again, what is her qualification to run a huge organization like that? She didn't want to do that, you guys, okay? Her whole thing was, and if you go back, she wanted to be famous. She wanted to be famous. She wanted the spotlight on her. Of course, she's not going to turn out the CEO offer. Of course not. Now she has that power. Now she has the crown. Now she has the throne. She's not going to walk away and give it to someone else. Hell no. She got what she wants. And I don't understand why people don't see that. That's odd. No, people are just so objective and they don't want to see what's right in front of them. They just don't want to see it when it comes to Erika Kirk. Everyone's blindsided by that. And I feel like that's the same thing what happened to Charlie. And I didn't know this, you guys, that Erika was older when she met Charlie. You know, Erika now she's 36 and Charlie passed away at the age of 31. I didn't know she was older than him. I never knew that until I did my research to find out. I'm like, oh shoot, which age don't matter, obviously. Age doesn't matter. As long as you're mature and you know what you want in life and have goals and aspirations, sure. But I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And then with Charlie, may his soul rest in peace. Even though he was intelligent, even though he was smart and he articulate with his words and everything, and he what's the word? He gravitated with students and vice versa. He's still a man at the end of the day. He was still a man. And when he saw Erika for the first time, he was memorized. He was like, oh my gosh, this beautiful blonde-headed woman, blue eyes. She's into God. He was just smitten by her. And that's normal because Erika Kirk, and I keep saying that she's a very beautiful woman. And Charlie was looking for someone serious. He was looking for a woman with faith, a woman that put God first to start a family and everything. However, Charlie was naive in that sense too. He didn't know. He was just so much fascinated by her and what she had to bring and what she would, the conversation that they had when they first met at that burger joint in Manhattan. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you are so memorized by someone and you find that person fascinating and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a woman of Christ and everything. She knows her stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's attractive. That could be attractive to anybody, including Charlie. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he was kind of naive in that sense. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say, well, did Erika really love Charlie Kirk? Was she really in love with him? I can't say that. I can't speak for her, but she had a type. And I mentioned that. She had a type, and I can honestly say Charlie Kirk was not her type. She saw a bigger picture, okay? Think about it. Every boyfriend that she had in the past, they were not 9 to 5. They were very, one was a basketball player, one was a hockey player, one was something else. They were really irrelevant, but not that irrelevant. You know what I mean? There were someone that were like, not famous, but people knew them, okay? And when she met Charlie, she said, that's my ticket. That's my ticket to rise. That's my ticket to everything. Because everyone knew when Charlie Kirk was alive that he was going to be the next president of the United States if he wanted to, if he wanted that. And I believe he could have been. He could have been the next president of the United States. She saw that. She saw the bigger picture. You know what I mean? At some point, she probably did fall in love with him down the line. It's something with arranged marriage. At first, you don't fall. At first, when arranged marriage is set, they don't really like that person. They don't find them attractive. And eventually, throughout the months and years, people start to grow on you. You start to develop some feelings, and then have babies, and then the rest is history. You know what I mean? And I believe that's what happened to Erika Kirk. That's what I believe. Okay. But anyway, I want to show you this old clip of Erika Kirk and Charlie. Well, it was Erika Franchise. Hopefully, I'm saying her last name correctly. And Charlie Kirk, when they were dating for 2 months, and they were engaged at this video. And I just want to show you this video because it's very important. While I'm showing you this video, I'm going to show you another video that makes absolutely sense of the video. And I don't want to confuse you guys, but this video, and I'm paraphrasing here, this video how Charlie, how Erika explained how they met, how they proposed, how she was in Israel with her mom, and among other things. So take a listen to this video of Erika and Charlie.
And we met through a family friend.
Should we go through the whole story?
Why don't you tell the story?
Do you want to give the Spark Notes version, or do you want to give...
We'll do the long-form podcast version.
Long-form podcast version. Okay. So you started Turning Point in 2012, right? So Trump's first rally in Arizona was when? And it was
the summer of 15.
Summer of 15. So I went with my mom. I was a Trump fan.
To a Trump rally.
To a Trump rally. His first one. And Tyler was there.
Tyler Boyer.
Yes, he was there with his wife, his beautiful wife, and his kids. And he came up to me afterwards, and he was like, hey, we're starting this, or we have this organization, and we're starting in Arizona. Would love for you to be a part of it. And it was one of those things where everything he said sounded super exciting, but I was getting ready to move to New York. And that was a season of life that I really prayed about, and it was something I needed to move on towards. And so I said, thank you for all the information, but I am moving to Manhattan. And I was like...
So I want to pause. You heard her. Tyler told Erika about when they met at 2015, not 2015, when was it, 2012? Hold on, you guys. Let me make sure I get my notes and make sure I get this correctly on the summer of 2015, okay? The first Trump rally, okay? When Tyler told Erika about Charlie, about the Turning Point organization and everything. Just remember what she said.
Stay in touch, and we didn't really stay in touch all that much. And then I went to Israel. And what year was that?
That was 2018.
2018.
That was May of 2018.
And that was the embassy
opening. So I happened to be there in Israel.
See, he happened to be there. And the crazy part was Charlie was there with Candace Owens. Okay. So that, to me, I don't believe in coincidence. I really don't. Because all of a sudden now, she was there with her mom on a pilgrimage. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. And then Charlie and Candace Owens was there. I don't believe in coincidence at all. I believe that she knew that Charlie was going to be there, even though they never met yet. They never met yet, okay? But she knew that he was going to be there because I believe, and it's just my theory, that Tyler told Erika that. So she can just, take a look, see what this is all about. That's just my theory.
Too.
And so I was on a pilgrimage with my mom in Israel, and it was our last day, and we were standing in the ticket line, and I remember just trying to deal with pulling together all of the documents and stuff at the ticket counter, and I turned around, and I saw someone who looked super familiar.
And I have to say, she knew who he was because she saw him in Jerusalem, okay, in Israel, okay? Even though they never met, I believe that she's seen him already, okay? And then she's just using that line, oh, he looks familiar at the airport. Girl, bye. You already seen Charlie before. You just never introduced yourself to him. And you didn't even introduce him at the airport either. You knew who he was. You just didn't say anything. I just believe that she was trying to check everything out first. That's what I believe, but continue.
But I've never talked to them or met them before. And I looked at him and I was like, turned over to my mom and I was like, he looks really familiar, and didn't say anything. And then came back home and got a message from Tyler, from who I had met at the Trump rally, and he was saying, hey, you should come to Turning Point's office. We're having an office opening. We'd like to discuss with you about everything that we're doing with the faith component side of things. And yeah, we met at the office very briefly. And that was you. That was
Pause, and you can just tell at that time. You can just look at Charlie's face. He was just so in love with that woman, so in love with her. Not saying that she wasn't either, but you can just tell how he was just so happy and just thrilled that she was on his podcast. And you can just tell from his body language, his facial expression, that he was just really, really in love with this woman. This eye contact, kept staring at her while she was explaining her story and everything.
standing in line in Israel.
And then we went to Bill's Burgers in New York. Best burgers.
Oh my gosh. So then, do you want to tell that part?
You can tell it. They hear enough of me. It's all they hear is me.
Okay, so we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down, and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. On philosophy, politics,
Culture.
religion, culture.
Economics.
And then it concludes with this, you guys. And this is very, very relevant, so just be patient with me, you guys, okay?
And then afterwards, he got finished with his burger, and he just sat there, and he looked at me. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. And I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He was like, I'm going to date you. And you want to take it from there?
And you said you were kind of confused.
Of course I was confused.
So how did that make you feel? When I was that blunt? And I ask because people are trying to obviously compare this to their own life.
Mm-hmm. So how do I put this? I think we live in a day and age where dating is looked at as just this, let's go out for drinks, or let's go out for coffee, let's get to know each other, let's, take it at the slow. And God knew I needed someone who was so assertive that was going to be like, no, this is what I want. We're going to pursue this dating very seriously and go from there. And so I think I was taken back by the fact that you were assertive and you knew what you wanted, but at the same time, it was something that I didn't even know I needed. And I was like, you know what? He's the guy. And I remember trying to process it on the walk home, because I literally had to walk from Bill's Burgers, was that 52nd?
Right near Rockefeller Center. Yeah.
Right, all the way back to 30th and Madison, just trying to
That's
process.
back when New York was
home.
a city.
Oh, and home for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember calling my mom, and she was like, did you get the job? And I was like, no, but I got a boyfriend.
And I tell this to young men all the time. I say, you must be very direct. Because these young men, they rap-a-tap dance around the issue, and they are never actually.
Okay, it's good to be direct, but not too direct, but it's good to be direct and assertive, especially if you know what you want, especially if you don't want to play any games and you just want to date and start a relationship with someone. But this next video that I want to share with you, and why this is so relevant for the next video that I'm going to share with you guys, this is Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens were in Jerusalem on May 14 of 2018. Just happened that Erika's there. Just happened there. Again, I don't believe in coincidence. I really don't. That, to me, I feel like that was all not staged, all set up emotion, because Tyler is the one who told Erika this is where Charlie Kirk is going to be. Take a listen. Take a look, excuse me.
Today we officially open the United States Embassy in Jerusalem, the capital the Jewish people established in ancient times. Congratulations.
It was a while ago. I can't even keep track of dates anymore with babies and anniversary dates and everything else in between. So anyways, so we had met through a family friend he had invited me to the office opening for Turning Point USA, which I know several of you guys are supporters of, so thank you for all of your support for Turning Point USA. And so I went to the office opening, and he was like, you need to meet the CEO, and I was like, okay, great. I don't know. I was not familiar with that world at all. But the interesting point is that year, that was in August. In May, I had taken a pilgrimage with my mom to Israel. And my whole intention of that trip was to find my future husband. If there was a hole in a rock anywhere.
Pause. She already knew who her future husband was. She already knew. She already knew. It's kind of probably told her, this is going to be your future husband, okay? So take a peek, take a look. This is going to be your future husband. She already knew already, but continue on.
To put a prayer, and those of you who've been to Israel, you know that the Wailing Wall, all the different places you can stick a prayer on a little piece of paper, that was me. Like, had a piece of paper everywhere, little, put in prayer, God heard me, answered. So that was my whole thing. So after that, it was our last day on that trip, and there was this most precious server that was there, and he looked at me at the end of the trip, and I was saying goodbye, and he was like, I'll see you again soon. He's like, I'll see you here in about 1.5 years from now with your husband. And I was like, oh.
I haven't heard this part of the story.
I know, because I usually give this, I feel like I need to give okay, so we're giving like the real. And so I usually don't tell this part because it's very intimate, but I feel like I should. Bloom where you're planted, right? Okay. So he said that to me. I carried that in my heart. I timestamp things in my phone. When someone says something or I overhear something, I use my notes all the time, and I like to look back to see what time that was, what year that was. I save all that. Anyway, so I have it in my phone. And thrown off by it, held it in my heart, didn't think anything of it. Then I went to go to the ticket line to leave. I was with my mom. There's only a few flights out at the night in Israel back to the States. And so I was standing there at the ticket line, and there was a guy who was checking out with the guy, you know what I'm talking about, get your ticket, check your bag. And I see him, and I was like, huh. I tell my mom, I was like, that guy looks really familiar. And my mom was like, go say hi. Those of you who know my mom, like, that's something. Go say hi and say hi to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't know. I just looks familiar. And so anyways, flight, fast forward from May to August, I'm standing in the office, and our family friend was like, you need to meet the owner, blah, blah, blah. And he turns around and was like, oh.
And that family friend, I believe, was Tyler. Tyler is the family friend that introduced Erika to Charlie, or Charlie to Erika. That was the family friend. That was it. Because again, I don't understand how Erika don't remember, or when this question is asked of her, how did you meet Tyler? She won't answer it. And he's the one that introduced the both of you two. So to me, that is very odd and strange that she can't answer a basic question, basic answer, excuse me. How did you meet Tyler? If someone introduced me to my husband and said, how did you meet Rob? I'm going to say, well, I met Rob through my good best friend, which I used to dog sit her dog. And that's how I met Oliver, through Ron. Simple. She can't answer that. To me, that is very weird. For a man who introduced you to Charlie, you can't even recall, or you can't even answer the question that, how did you guys met? But he knows your mom very well.
Hi, you're the guy from the ticket line?
What she do?
It was so coy that I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, I have to get back to New York, so I'll see you again soon, I think. And so he had discussed, the mutual family friend worked for Charlie, and they were trying to get me to do like a faith component within Turning Point USA. And I would say 2.5 weeks later, I'm in the Hamptons with one of my uncles, and I get a random DM on Instagram, and you never know, like, if these people are the real people or whatever. Anyway, so it was Charlie. It was in my DMs, and he was like, hey, I'm in New York. I want to sit down and talk to you about the faith stuff. I have a Fox hit, total, like, name drop. I have a Fox hit to do out in the city, and then I need to meet with you afterwards, so it's going to be really late. And
Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there. But you get where I'm going with this. Okay, it was no. It's not a coincidence that she happened to be there, Erika, with her mom, while Charlie and Candace Owens was there in 2018. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't believe in coincidence. This was set in motion so Erika can get her eyes on Charlie. Okay, from the very get go. That's what I believe. Anyway, the next video that I'm going to share with you guys is just YouTuber Nisi, how she explained that their relationship with Erika and Julian, and at the time Jillian, was 15 and Erika was 25. Now, I don't understand in anyone's right mind thinking that that's okay, that's appropriate. That's inappropriate for a 25-year-old young woman texting a 15-year-old. Okay, it's inappropriate. But take a listen to what she had to say. And the reason why I'm showing you on this, because it's for the people who are not questioning this and not saying this is inappropriate. They're bypassing everything that Erika has said and done while she was doing interviews, while she was doing on a book tour, her past life, you know what I mean? And no one's not questioning that. And everyone's saying, leave her alone, you're harassing her and stuff like that. And then I just want to circle back to what Matt was saying, how he's saying that how can this be conspiracy? How can this conspiracy be possible? Anything is possible now. Anything is possible. He actually believed that Tyler Robinson did it. Erika Kirk believed it because someone's putting thoughts in her ears that he did it. What evidence or proof? Everyone said that it's a slam dunk, it's a smoking gun, whatever. First of all, he didn't confess. Second of all, they didn't see the murder weapon in his hands. Third, there's no image of him pulling the trigger. So what is a smoking gun? The man didn't even confess. He didn't even turn himself in. That's a lie. That text exchange between him and Lance, that's all fabricated. That's all made up by Chat GPT or the FBI. And people actually believe that this is all true when it's all a lie. I don't understand. People actually believe that they got the shooter, that Tyler Robinson is the shooter when we all know it's not. A 30-06 killed Charlie Kirk when that's false. Everything is just so fake and gay. That he had a steel neck as a Superman. Come on, which Erika Kirk said that. No doctor would say that ever. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't understand why everyone is just being so blinded by all the red flags, all the things that she had said, and no one's not pointing her out on it. But if it was anyone else, everyone would be pointing out things about so and so. Oh, she lied about this, she lied about that, but no one's not saying anything about her. Why? Because she's a grieving widow? Because she's the wife of Charlie Kirk? And no one can point out her inconsistencies? No one can point out the small, stupid lies that she told? I don't understand that. She lied about small things, and people should call her out on it, whether she's grieving or not. And she don't even look like she's grieving anyway. MFES, she recreated a tent where her husband got assassinated for people to take pictures, like a photo booth. That's weird. Who does that? And no one's not questioning about that. No one's not questioning about her behavior, the lies she told. And people say, oh, that's normal when a guy takes his wedding ring off and put it on a bathroom sink, and then the next day I'm sorry. Some men don't like some men don't like jewelry, some men don't like wearing their wedding rings, but the majority of the men, they keep their wedding band on, okay, unless they have working in construction, or if they're doing working in law enforcement, whatever. If it's just a man wearing have a typical normal job, they usually wear their rings. I'm sorry. I think the only time a man would take it off if they had an issue with their wife or a disagreement or argument. And that's what I believe what happened. Okay, the night before Charlie Kirk got assassinated, before he went to that event. Okay, he had an argument with his wife, okay, and woke up their daughter, and people say, well, kids wake up. Yeah, if it's loud enough, and you're arguing back and forth and screaming probably, and if it's a small area, just like Erika Kirk said, they lived in an apartment building or a condo or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna wake up a child. Most kids, they sleep through the night. Every kid is different. So for people to say, well, that's not, that can be possible. Every kid is different. Some kids can sleep through the night and will hear ruckus or whatever, and it won't faze them. Some kid would wake up. Every kid is different. So I don't believe the fact that their daughter woke up and then Charlie had to go sleep in the daughter's room while Erika and her daughter slept in their main room. No, they had a big argument and disagreement because a priest came over and prayed over their marriage. Okay, he slept in his daughter's room. I'm sorry, if I had a big event, I'd be sleeping in another room. I don't think I would be sleeping in my daughter's room, especially as a big event like that. I want to have a good night rest. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel good. And he left. Just remember that. Even she said it. He left and he didn't even give me a kiss goodbye. He was up. Again, they had a heated conversation. What that conversation was, we will never know. Only two people know in that room. Okay, Charlie and Erika. And Charlie's no longer here. So Erika knows. And obviously God too. And hopefully he can shed some light into that. Okay? He didn't even give her a kiss goodbye. He took his necklace, his wedding band, and he left to do this event. So obviously they were still mad at each other because they didn't even say goodbye. Usually, when you have an argument with your significant other, you always don't go to bed angry. You don't leave angry because you just never know. Today, you're here today, tomorrow you're gone. That's why I always said that to my husband, like, if we have a disagreement, let's make up and then we can deal with it the next day. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to live walking out that door and the last thing that I say to my husband, something awful, and then something happened to me, or God forbid, to my husband. You know what I mean? So this is a video that I want to share with you. And I just don't understand again why this is not, why no one's not saying anything. Most people are in the internet. The rest of these unhinged, who saying that we're demonic and we're demon possessed, thinking that this is normal. So I just want to know the ones that are out there that's name calling Candace Owens and other influencers. I just want to ask you this: is it okay for a 25-year-old man to talk to your 15-year-old daughter? Please let me know. Please let me know that's appropriate, because I would like to know. Because that's what Erika Kirk did. She was grooming that little girl. Okay, not little. She was grooming that 15-year-old. So I just would like to know out there, is that okay? Is that okay for a 25-year-old woman to groom a 15-year-old? Vice versa, if it was a 25-year-old woman grooming a 15-year-old boy. I'd like to know if that's okay. Please enlighten me and let me know that's okay. Because I'm going to tell you, it's not okay. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And it's inappropriate. Inappropriate. Facts.
Old, and she was in a relationship with a basketball player named Joshua Harrelson. So at the time, he was living in Michigan, and Erika moved out there to be with him. On the evening of September 15, 2013, Joshua Harrelson and Erika met a 15-year-old girl named Jillian Falcon. And I know this because Jillian tweeted about it. At 3:53 p.m., Jillian tweeted that she was out for sushi with her friend, and 2 hours later, she tweeted, "Just met Miss Arizona and Josh Harrelson, heart eyes emoji." Jillian had a friend, and the friend's grandparents were renting a home to Erika in Michigan. So I'm not entirely sure if all of these people just bumped into each other coincidentally at the sushi restaurant or if they were formally introduced, but nonetheless, they met, and Erika struck up what I view as a very odd relationship with the 15-year-old girl named Jillian. On February 13, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erika's tweets by saying, "Erika Fronsby, gorgeous as always." A few hours later, she then tweeted, "Why did Erika Fronsby just send me this?" Laughing emojis, and there is a photo which says, "This Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt." Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erika says, "Let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a sex." Wow. And then Jillian says, "Okay," and puts laughing emojis. Erika then says, Sex too, but not from you, lol. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet. On March 13th, 2014, Jillian shared another screenshot of her text messages with Erika. Erika says, "I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight. No alcohol, and don't eat a lot of salty foods. You don't want to look bloated."
Now, why would a 25-year-old say that to a 15-year-old? Why? No drinking, no salty food because you don't want to be bloated. Because you're trying to send this 15-year-old to take pictures to a photographer who's probably a pervert, okay? And you wanted her to look sexy. And her parents are not there. There's no adult there, no consent. And you saying all this, grooming her. How is that not weird? Even though that was in her past, I don't know how she is now, but that don't look good. That doesn't look good, okay? And what the viewers and the internet said, that's not normal. That's a grooming. That's what she was trying to do, Erika. Groom this 15-year-old. That is to understand why no one's not calling it out and said, this is just inappropriate. This is just wrong. And it's like, it doesn't matter, basically. They're saying it doesn't matter. It's in the past. She was 25. She was 15. They were friends. They were friends. That's what 25 and 15 do. They're trying to tell us it's normal. That's appropriate. They're just friends. She was just being nice to the 15-year-old. Why we can't be nice to a 15-year-old? That's what they're trying to tell us, that this behavior is normal. But if it was the other way around, forget it. People would be outraged and pissed. You know it, and I know it.
Jillian then responds, thank you. Erika says, no alcohol. Really, Erika? Age recognition, you twat waffle. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. What the hell, Erika? Laughing emoji. Well, on that bite, ... Note, damn you, Siri. Come on, hashtag the struggle. What are you trying to say, laughing emoji? Spit it out, you twat waffle. On the morning of March 26, 2014, Jillian tweeted, I just want to be somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Is that too much to ask? That evening, she then tweets, thank you at Erika Fronsby for making my whole week. And she shares this photo, and the photo is of a gnome, and it says, want to be inside your lady garden.
Lady garden, we don't know what that means. Lady garden. Again, is that appropriate to say to a 15-year-old? Is that okay? Is that appropriate? Again, there's no outrage. We're going to say that's typically normal. And this is messages exchanged on the internet, okay? Between her and Erika. Jillian, and Erika, okay? So you can't debunk that, okay? Because it's on social media. And no one's not saying anything about it. Everyone's just putting that aside and say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's a grieving widow, you guys. It doesn't matter. Leave her alone. You're harassing her. It doesn't matter.
Know what I'm saying? On April 3rd, 2014, Jillian tweeted this picture and said, I miss this goon. A few minutes later, she tweeted, did Erika just text me, hashtag no new friends? Oh my fucking god, I can't. A few days later, on April 5th, 2014, Jillian posted this tweet, getting this in the mail from Erika Fronsby. And in the photo is a red box of chocolate-covered strawberries and other chocolate desserts. And the card in the photo says this, happy sweet 16, beautiful girl. Keep strong in faith and know that you're loved. But most of all, never forget that you are perfect and amazing just the way you are. I am so proud of you. Today is the first day of another 365-day journey around the sun. Enjoy the trip, boo. Love you, E. On June 7, 2014, Jillian shared this tweet. This has to be the most heartfelt compliment I've ever gotten. And she attached a screenshot of her conversation with Erika. So Jillian says, thank you. Erika says, you have the most stunning features. Jillian says, best compliment ever. Erika says, your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful. Jillian responds with the crying emoji, you're making me cry.
Of course, I don't make any 15-year-old like, oh, this beautiful 25-year-old, she's giving me all the attention. She's giving me all this compliments and I look good, my features, blah, blah, blah. But the 15-year-old had no idea that this one was grooming her. Grooming her to give her that confidence, that give her that self-esteem and give her that positive, like, okay, I'm good. You know what I mean? Erika knew exactly what she was doing. She knew. And to me, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. And the woman has a daughter herself. So just imagine, God forbid someone did that to her daughter. She'd be pissed. And I know kids are off limit, but I just want to give you guys a picture of this. This is not okay. This is just so inappropriate. 15. She was 15 at the time. Erika was 25. She had no business texting a 15-year-old. Why not contact her mother and let her mother know what's going on? Erika knew exactly what she was doing. And I know that I'm showing this video again because I know I showed it a couple weeks ago, but it's super important to, and again, it's not my job to make people understand because people are just so ignorant. They're going to see what they want to see. They're going to hear what they want to hear. And they know that this is inappropriate. They know this, but they're just like, well, okay, whatever. They know this is a big red flag. They know this because if it was the other shoe foot, they would have just been pissed. They would have been pissed and outraged, and they know it. But since because it's Erika Kirk, we can't say nothing. She's untouchable. She's grieving, you guys. Leave the grieving woman alone. It doesn't matter what she said. It doesn't matter what she did. It's irrelevant. She's grieving. So it doesn't matter if she lied or anything. She's grieving, you guys. That's what they want us to feel. She's grieving. She didn't do it. We have no proof of her killing her husband. There's no proof of that. So all this innuendo stuff doesn't mean anything. There's no proof, there's no evidence. Yes, you are correct. Whoever says that, yes, there's no proof of that. But her behavior, her lies, especially back, her family, her grandparents, the mix-up, everything is connected. Even though there's no proof of her involvement with Charlie Kirk yet, but she knows something. I'm telling you, she knows something. Unless she doesn't, unless she's in the dark, unless she's being brainwashed, unless she's being programmed. Because none of her behavior makes sense. The fake tears, no tears, none of it makes sense. Let's continue on.
In February of 2014, Jillian went on a family trip to Puerto Rico, and Erika was liking and commenting on her Instagram posts. So Jillian posted this photo of the beach, and Erika says, "Unreal gorgeous." And then Jillian responds, "This is by far my favorite picture I took. My mom wants to get it blown up at Erika Franzi." Erika responds, "I could see why, boo." Jillian responds, "So perfect at Erika Franzi."
Boo, Franzi. Again, inappropriate. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just inappropriate. But if you think that's normal, you think that's okay, then that's on you guys. That's on you guys, boo. I don't know. I don't even know. But next clip that I want to show you is Candace Owens talking about Erika Kirk. And again, this is why I'm pointing this out again about her dating. Why lie about that? And now I'm starting to realize why she lied about not telling people she hasn't been dating. Maybe she wanted to impress Charlie. Maybe she just wanted Charlie to be like he was the only one. You know what I mean? Maybe she wanted to be a good Christian woman and tell Charlie, among other people in the world, that she's been single for 5 years, and maybe she wanted to be Christ-like. But again, why lie about it? Because it is going to come out, which it did. You know what I mean? By you dating before you met Charlie and drinking, everyone have done it. Like I said, everyone has done some crazy crap in their 20s. Okay, that's experience. That's life. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you who you are now. But for her to lie about that is just unbelievable, stupid and dumb. And maybe she doesn't realize it. And maybe she wanted to wipe away her past, whatever she done, with reality shows, dating multiple men. You know what I mean? Maybe she just wanted to be this good image of a Christian woman. And again, I believe her mom has every part of it doing this, putting stuff in her ears, telling her, you have to be this way, you have to act that way. If you're trying to get that prize, if you're trying to get that man, Charlie, you have to do exactly what I say, and you have to do this in order to get him. And sure enough, she did, because she's very close with her mom. So her mom has a big influence in her life, what her mom says or do. And Erika Kirk respects her mom. So when her mom tells her certain things, of course she's going to do it. And again, why lie about that? Your mom is the only one that raised you, when your father raised you too. Even though they were divorced, your father was much part of your life. Like, she painted this picture that it was just her mom, the single mom, taking care of her and doing everything, when her father was very much in the picture. Again, why lie about that? And again, no one's not saying anything about that. Like, it's okay. Not saying every family is not perfect. We all have some disturbed or dysfunctional family. No family is perfect, but why lie about it? It's like you're ashamed that your father was a part of your life, that your father raised you. And then even she said it on Charlie Kirk's podcast that her father was a stay-at-home dad. You get what I'm saying? All the things that she's been saying, it's just coming out that she's been lying. And the thing is, she's so good at lying. She can look straight in your face and just lie about something, and she actually believe it, and then she wants you to believe it. That's a crazy thing. She's good at it. And maybe that's just a pageant thing. I don't know. I'm not in the pageant world. I don't know how that works. But damn, she deserved an Oscar for that. Just the way she lies. It's just like, it's nothing to her. It's nothing new. She's been doing this probably her whole life. Maybe her whole life is a lie. Who knows? The rate that this is going and what things are being exposed of her, just the lies, just the inconsistency. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, take it away, Candace.
You know, if you're on the apps, I don't know if you're on the apps. I don't know if, I'm not going to ask you your personal journey. But what I will say is when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study? Did you tell your pastor that you are ready for the Lord to bring into your life the man that you've been praying for? You yourself need to be prepared for that man, and only you will know how to do that. Does that mean staying out and going out with the girls? I'm not saying you sit on your couch and all of a sudden he's going to knock on your door and be like, honey, let's rendezvous. Like, that's not how it happens. It's not. Granted, my situation was a little different. I wouldn't do it.
You went to a job interview.
Literally. So this is how good the Lord is. He knew that because I was not dating in New York City, he knew that in order for me to know that that was my man, he had to blanket Charlie as a job interview. Because if that went in, no joke, if he came to me and said, hey, let's go on a date to Bill's Burgers, I'd be like, I am so sorry. Thank you, but no, we're not doing this. That was my mindset. I was not in that headspace. I just wasn't.
Yeah. It's crazy in the retrospect. Who is the Lord? Is it the Lori? It's the Lori. Or the Lord? Is it the Lori? I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Because there's some interesting things that happen in this timeline as we start to go forward. Ask yourself, what is the intended purpose of that lie? Not necessary. Who is the intended audience for that lie that is completely unnecessary? Nobody that I know would judge Erika if she was like, you know what? I was like Candace. I was down at One Oak. I was eating pizza at 3 a.m. in the morning at Artichoke. Okay? And then my life cleaned up after that. And I'm so grateful that I met a wonderful person like Charlie. I did the 20s hard in New York City. No one, there's no expectation.
Wow. Exactly. That's what I was saying. There wouldn't be any expectation. You know what I mean? You're 20, you party hard, you drink hard, you experience, you date. You know what I mean? You explore life. You have that experience until you meet the one, until you meet the guy that you want to spend the rest of your life with and start a family with. No one's not going to fault Erika for that. But again, like I said, she wanted to have this image of this squeaky clean woman that was into Christ, that was a God-fearing woman, and that's it. Whatever happened in her past, that was her past. It doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. And probably her mother told her, don't even bring it up. Don't even bring up that you dated. Don't even bring up that you were on a reality show, Summer House. Don't even bring up that you drink. Don't bring up anything. You know? Her mother probably told her that. And sure enough, she probably listened to her mom and didn't say anything. That's why she lied. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Let me show you the next. And the reason why people are going so hard or are upset with Erika is because the way she grieves. Yes, people grieve differently. But I showed you this clip of this video last week, and I'm going to show it to you again of this mother who lost her daughter in a subway last year, who was stabbed to death in the neck, okay? And just the mother, how she is grieving that she lost her daughter, compared to Erika, how she's trying to cry and have tears fall down her face, and there's nothing there. It's like, again, she's performing. She's performing. So take a look. Mute the sound. The real grief and the fake grief. Can't you see the difference? There's a difference. And I know people grieve differently. Maybe Erika's strong. You know, maybe Erika is strong and she can hold it in, and you know, she. No, everyone agrees differently, but anyway, that just no. The next lie that she told on Glenn Beck, excuse me, her saying that no one didn't text Charlie. No one didn't. Charlie didn't say that that they are trying to kill me. And she said it with a straight face, like I have his phone. I have his phone, and no one didn't say in the text message that they are going to try to hurt my Charlie. I have it, so you have to believe me. You have to take my word for it, guys, because I have his phone. Girl, bye. You just a good liar. That's it. Good liar.
The day before saying, I'm going to be murdered.
Andrew Colbert is the person who received a text message from Charlie Kirk saying they're going to kill me.
He wrote me this: please pray for me. Quote, I know they want me dead.
I've seen the autopsy report.
He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
I wouldn't want to be you and be caught up in lying right now.
And I want to get on the Egyptian plane thing.
Not Charlie, but Erika was the one being tracked by these planes. 68 overlaps with Erika's documented locations.
All those places they said I've traveled, I've never been.
These are all the instances.
You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I am wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake? No.
Oh, Erika Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond.
Stop.
I forgive him.
I could have never forgiven.
Pause. I agree with Candace. I could never forgive someone who just publicly assassinated my husband or my child or killed my child. I'm sorry. For someone to do that so quickly, at first I thought, man, what a saint she is. She's just so brave and strong, and just forgive someone like that. And then again, like I told you a couple weeks ago, when I look back at that memorial of Charlie Kirk, that was all performance, excuse me. It was all fake. Just to get the reaction of people. That's what it was. Like, I could never forgive someone. Not right away. And not so quickly. I just couldn't. And I even said it too. I just couldn't. I would be angry. And the thing is with her, she even said it in Jesse Waters' interview, which I'm going to share with you, that she wasn't angry. She wasn't upset. She didn't question God. And I'm like, wow. And again, that's what I said. Wow, what a strong woman. Like, but all of it was just a performance. Like, who does that? I'm sorry. As a Christian, I would be upset. I would be on my knees begging God, please bring him back. Why? Why this had to happen to my husband? I would be angry. And that's just a human reaction. You know what I mean? I would be angry. I'd be upset. I'd be saying, why? Why this? Why this had to happen to him? Why? Just be spilling with tears, crying, angry, upset, breaking things. But no, she was just calm. She was just okay that it happened. Look, what the hell? That's just not normal reaction. I'm sorry. Unless she did do that in closed doors and she just tried to in front of Jesse. Maybe she did. Maybe she did got angry. Maybe she got pissed. Who knows? You will never know. But for her to say that is just not genuine, in my opinion. It's just not genuine at all. Because anybody in their right mind would be upset. And like I said last week, I've been through death. I've been around people who lost their loved ones. And I've seen people have fallen to the ground and get upset with the Lord and question the Lord and tears and everything. Okay? So, again, everyone is different. Everyone agrees differently. So I'm not comparing that situation to Erika, but I'm just saying that for her to say that, well, I didn't react. I didn't question God. I was not upset with God. That's just, again, I feel like it's just being told to her that she's being programmed to say that, to show people like, oh, I'm strong, I'm brave, I'm holding it together. You know, nothing's going to break me. You know what I mean? It just feel like it's just being rehearsed. Now looking back and watching the interviews that she has done, I feel like all of it was just being rehearsed and for her to say those things because someone told her to say that. It's not really coming from her. It's not really coming from the heart. And that's just me, an outside looking in and observing. That's just me. Everyone can say something completely different, but that's just me looking. What's the word? Reviewing and looking over everything that she has done in the past, of all the interviews that she has done. Continue.
Tyler Robinson. I don't even think it's the person that killed Charlie Kirk.
You think they caught your husband's killer?
I trust our team.
They were like back on their feet the next day.
So many amazing things down the pipeline. I am so excited.
Watching these snakes. Oh,
Everyone grieves differently.
he said, if I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution.
He didn't say that.
I believe you were the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight.
This is not okay. It's not healthy.
The moment that Charlie got shot, I just knew he was betrayed.
My message to them is to stop. To stop.
I will be an enemy of you.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Again. All of that performance. Where's the tears? No tears. No tears. She's looking for empathy and sympathy. And like I told you in the beginning of this video, I feel for her. I really do. No one should go through that. But think about this. He was publicly executed. That's one thing if he was involved in a car accident or if he was poisoned, that we didn't see that, then that's different. I think everyone would have been sad and would have been mourning the death of Charlie Kirk, but it's totally different how he was publicly executed for the whole world to see. And now you just want to tell the people there's nothing to see, that everything is okay. Everything is normal what Erika is doing. The lies she told, it's okay. The things that she's saying, it's okay. No, this man was publicly assassinated and the people that he loved and trusted betray him. I don't understand how that's so hard. I don't understand how that's so difficult. Like people can't be betrayed by their loved ones, by their friends, by their colleagues. I don't understand that. Again, people just don't have common sense or they just don't want to see the big red flag. I just don't understand how people think that, oh, people can't be betrayed by your husband, by your wife, by your best friend, by your coworkers. That's part of life. People are going to betray you. The most people that you're close to, and the most people that's close to that you would never thought in a million years that they would betray you. You get what I'm saying? And people are just so hard to comprehend that. Oh, Erika couldn't do that. Oh, Erika couldn't have common knowledge. Oh, the security team wouldn't do that. His best friend couldn't do that from Turning Point. Like, get serious here. You guys are living in a cuckoo world. You guys are in denial. People betray you. And the people that betray you, that you least expect it. And I don't understand how people can't comprehend that and don't understand that. I really don't. Do I believe that people betray Charlie Kirk? Yes. When it comes to money, people do some crazy shit when it comes to money. Excuse my French. People do crazy things when it comes to money and power and want to be on top. Because when it comes to the papers, meaning money, the green, people go nuts. People will do whatever it takes, to stay on top, to eliminate that particular person who's going to damage or hurt your finances. That's all what it's all about, just money and power and stay irrelevant. But like I said last week, it's all going to come out. It's all going to be exposed. And I can just tell you this, and I'm not God here, but this is just my gut feeling, that Turning Point USA, the organization, will never be the same again, okay? And I said that, and I state that. It will never be the same again, and the truth will come out who betrayed Charlie and who was involved in this. You can hide and fool other people. You can't hide and fool God, okay? You can do all that stuff, but you can't fool God because he sees all, he hears all. Wait on me, and he will come. And he will come to expose all the crookedness, okay? He will. Anyway, last video that I want to show you of Erika with Jesse Waters and her explaining Oh wait, I did. Sorry guys, did I show you the other one? I think it's the same thing. Never mind. That's the last video. Excuse me, guys. 'Cause
Hardest part of your day.
The nights are the hardest. Being in a bed by yourself. Rolling over, trying to goodnight kiss that's not there. And I tried to read a book by C.S. Lewis because he lost the love of his life. He was only married to her for 4 years. In the opening pages, he talked about how angry he was with God. And I've never felt that.
You see, that's a lie. I'm sorry. You heard what she said. That's a lie. I'm telling. I don't buy it. She never felt angry. I'm sorry. As a Christian, I would feel angry to God. Like, why this had to happen to my husband? Why he had to be publicly assassinated? Why the bullet couldn't just miss? I'll be asking him, like, why? You know what I mean? I would never turn my back on the Lord. No, but I would be angry and upset, like any human being would, just like I said earlier. But for her saying that, it's just a blatant lie. She wasn't angry. Bullshit. That's just not a normal reaction to say. I'm sorry. That's not a normal thing to say. You're not angry. You wasn't upset. You were just so calm and cool and collected. Girl, why?
Never have I questioned, why, Lord, are you putting me through this? And I know he uses everything, even what the enemy meant for evil. And I have no regrets.
See, I don't buy it. That's just crazy to me. No, I'm going to be honest, I will be mad. I will be mad. I will be upset. I will be questioning the Lord. However, I will not turn my back away from the Lord. I will not turn my back away from my Christianity, but I will be upset. And that's just a normal reaction to feel, to question why this happened. Why this had to happen to the love of my life, the father of my children. Now I'm a single mother. Why? And for her to say, well, I didn't ask. I didn't question. I just, it is what it is. She didn't say it in that layman's term, but just her energy saying that. It is what it is. I'm not going to fight with the Lord. I'm not going to be upset with the Lord. It was God's will. And he took my husband. Again, I don't understand this. Anyway, before I let you go, you guys, I just want to read this. Erika Kirk, she's the new CEO of Turning Point USA. 37-year-old mother of two, had been married to Charlie Kirk since 2021, which I said I never knew that she was older than Charlie. Before that, she was Erika Frances, a former Miss Arizona college basketball player and graduated from Arizona State and Liberty University. As a self-described entrepreneur and ministry leader, many of Erika Kirk projects are rooted in her faith, including as an owner of faith-based clothing brand and a host of a midweek Rise Up podcast, which I never knew she had a podcast. I knew that she had a clothing brand because Charlie Kirk didn't mention it on his podcast, but I never knew that she had a podcast, which I'm going to look up, by the way, tomorrow. After her husband's death, and then she was obviously had babies, and then she was a stay-at-home mom, and and everything else, obviously is history. But the thing I wanted to point out too, and I wrote this down, when I show you the first video of her and Charlie, I thought they met at a job interview, but apparently they didn't. And what was weird about it too, how she started at Turning Point USA in 2012. What that have to do with her origin of the story? Why she had to say that? So I thought that was kind of weird when she started off like that. You started at Turning Point of 2012. Again, how's that relevant to the story of how they met? Anyway, I'm just asking questions, you guys. I'm just asking questions and pointing out the red flags here, because none of that makes sense to me at all. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys. And thank you for Scott Level and 8859 of your comments. I really appreciate you. And I hope you join back again with me live tomorrow and the rest of the week. So thank you so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I love you all. And I thank you so much for your love and your support. And if you have any comments, please comment below and please subscribe to this video. Take care. God bless and stay safe.